The House on Shore. Title: The House on the Shore. They said the house had been empty for 15 years. Marina knew better. Her aunt had lived there, or something had, until the very end, disappeared without a trace. No funeral. No body. Just an old, cold house crouched on the cliff's edge like a forgotten animal watching the sea. The legal papers arrived in a gray envelope, sealed and unsigned. Her name was on it, typed in a font that hadn't been used in decades. One sentence, a condition of inheritance requiring her to stay until dawn. That was all. No lawyers. No notary. Just a key and a train ticket. The house hadn't changed. The paint peeled in the same patterns. The wooden wind chime on the porch clicked in a wind that wasn't there. As Marina stepped inside, the air tasted like brine and something older, like burned paper and dried roses. No dust. No cobwebs. The house looked lived in, but no one had opened the door in 15 years. A fire crackled in the hearth, uninvited. The chair beside it rocked, as though someone had just stood. She checked her phone. No signal. The first hour passed in silence. Marina wandered through the rooms, each exactly as she remembered. The velvet chaise by the upstairs window. The oil portrait of her great-grandfather whose eyes seemed wetter than paint should allow. The hallway mirror with a faint handprint always too high for a child. At 11:47, the clock in the kitchen chimed, though it had no hands. Somewhere upstairs, something moved. She stood still. It was not a creak, not a settling of old bones, but the deliberate slide of weight across carpet. She listened to it move from one end of the hallway to the other. Then silence. Then a whisper. She backed against the refrigerator. Her breath clouded in the air. The fire, burning strong minutes ago, had dimmed to embers. She ran to the door. It wouldn't open. The knob turned, but the wood wouldn't give. As though the house was holding its breath. Midnight. The unseen clock struck 12. The lights went out. In the dark, she saw reflections where none should be. In the window, not herself, but a pale face smiling in the wrong direction. In the mirror, a hallway longer than the house allowed, lined with doors that hadn't been there before. She turned on her flashlight. The beam flickered, then held. She climbed the stairs. Each step groaned in protest, but she made it to the top. The hallway stretched impossibly long. More than 8 doors. That wasn't right. She opened the first. Inside, her childhood bedroom. As it was the last time she saw it. Stuffed animals. Glow-in-the-dark stars. A note on the pillow in her aunt's handwriting. She turned. Nothing. The second door, a hospital room. A bed with restraints. Machines that blinked but made no sound. On the pillow, a dried bouquet of heather. Her aunt's favorite flower. A mirror hung above the bed. It was black. As she stared, it rippled. A face emerged, eyes wide, mouth open, silently screaming. Marina stumbled back, and the room was gone. Just a blank wall. She opened door after door. Each one held a memory twisted. Her 5th birthday, except no one had a face. Her graduation, but she was in a coffin, clapping from within. Her mother crying in a bathtub full of black water. Then the last door. Beyond it, the sea. But not the sea as it should be. The water was still, mirror flat, and in the sky, no stars. Just the reflection of the house, upside down, as though the world had been turned. In the center of the sea stood her aunt. She stepped onto the water. It held her weight. She walked, slowly, toward the figure. With each step, the sky darkened. The house behind her faded. The sea began to ripple. Faces rose beneath the surface. Thousands. All staring up. Some smiled. Others wept. One looked exactly like Marina. She screamed, and the sea swallowed her. At dawn, the house stood quiet. The door opened on its own. A gray envelope sat on the porch, sealed and unsigned. Inside, a train ticket, a key, and a single sentence. A new name beneath it. Yours. But the house did not rest. The morning light shifted too slowly over the walls, as though the sun had to fight its way back in. The fire in the hearth reignited itself without a spark. The chair began to rock, though no weight pressed it down. Below the floorboards, Faint sounds resumed, whispering, scratching, sometimes even a soft melody hummed by no throat. A trail of salt appeared across the threshold, precise and unbroken. In the upstairs hallway, the doors remained, more than 8 now. Some bore symbols that pulsed faintly in the dark. Others were marked with fingerprints, scorched black into the wood. Each one vibrated gently, as if a hand rested on the other side, waiting. Beneath the stairs, the basement door reappeared. It had not been there before. It hadn't needed to be. Inside, the walls were lined with mirrors, hundreds, maybe thousands, each holding a scene: children playing in empty streets, a man whispering to something in the dark, a woman watching her reflection decay faster than her face. And one mirror, slightly larger, its frame etched with coral and rust, showed Marina, asleep beneath the sea, surrounded by shifting figures that watched her, not with malice, but with hunger. The house did not forget. It did not forgive. It simply waited. A breeze passed through the open windows despite the stillness outside. The salt line at the door scattered, then faded. The porch creaked. Footsteps. Another visitor. The house welcomed them in.